Hi guys, welcome to this YouTube channel. In last session, we have seen about the Stream API, that what is the Stream API, how it works, what is the real-time example for that. So now in this session, we'll create different ways to create a Stream API, a Stream object. So if you haven't watched the previous video, so please go to that. You'll find the link in description below. So let's get started creating different ways to create a stream object. So I have listed here the different ways through which we can create a stream. So here I'm going to explain 10 ways to create a stream. So the very first one is we will create a stream from list. So let me hide it a bit. Yep. The first one is we'll create a stream from list. So for that I have already created a array of string, and also I created a list of string. So by using that, the first approach is uh, let's create. So here we have a stream method on a collection object, that is on list object. So by using that we can create a stream. So I'm creating a stream of string type, that is, let's name as stream1, and on top of this collection object list we can call a stream method dot stream. That's it. Now here we are ready with stream object. So let's run this and let's see the output, that we are getting output from stream or not. So that I'll comment this. So here it is stream1. Fine, let's run this. So here we got the list of cities. Those are coming from this stream. We are iterating here is stream, and we are printing the object. The second one is by using off method, that belongs to the stream class. So let's copy paste the same above one. So off is the method where we can pass the custom object, whatever we want to create in stream. So we'll pass directly to this method stream.off. So whatever type we had defined here, that is string type, so the same will pass inside that. So I'm giving it 3 value inside this, and let's rename this as 2. So now by using this off method also we can create a stream. So let's run, let's see stream is got created or there is anything. So let's rename it, let's run that. So now here we got the 3 objects that we have created, and these are coming from stream. So third one is creating a stream from array. So we'll copy the same, and stream is array is primitive data type, it won't have any method. So to support that we have wrapper class, that is arrays, and that is there in util package. So from there we can call a stream method to create a stream from array. So let's do that. We have to use arrays class, and on top of that we'll call a stream method, and here we can pass the array. This is cities. So now here we're good to go. Now stream is got created. Let's also try to print here. So here now all this is coming from stream, and that has been created by using arrays. Now the fourth one is empty stream. Suppose we don't have any data at that time, and we want to create a stream but there is nothing, so just we want to create empty stream, so that there won't be any compile time or runtime issue. So for that we'll call empty method on top of the stream class, and it will give us empty stream. So let's rename it first 4, and here stream dot empty, it will give empty stream. So it doesn't have any value, so it won't print anything. So this is the fourth way to create a stream. The fifth one is by using builder design pattern. So builder design pattern says that if you don't know how to create object, or it is quite complex to creating object, or data or values is varying dynamically during runtime to create object, so in that case we'll create a builder design pattern that will take care of all these, and by using that we can create a stream. So this is little much about builder design pattern you learn in builder design pattern section. So here let's create that. So for that we need to create a builder object, and for that we'll call a builder on top of this stream. So on top of this stream we'll call builder class, builder interface, that is expecting of string type, and here let's name as stream, it is a 5 type, and we have to create builder object. So on top of the stream we'll call builder method, this will give builder object. Now we have builder object. On top of this builder object, how many as much element we want to this is not a stream, this is builder, let's name as much element we want to add in the stream we can add by using this builder design pattern, builder object. So let's add that. So for that create a stream of string, and name as stream 5, and here on top of this builder we'll start adding the object. So I have defined as string, so here I'll copy from here and pass this. So each add method will return builder instance, so that on top of that we can start calling add method as many times as we want. So let's add as element we want. I'll add 3 element in this. So these 3 are here. So now once we have added all the objects in a stream, so now we have to call the build method, so it will create the final stream object. So now we have stream object ready, stream 5. So let's run this by using here stream 5. Let's run this, and all this will come from stream. So by using builder we have created the stream. So the next one is iterate method. So to create streams, so suppose sometime we want to create infinite stream, so in that case we'll use iterate method. So infinite in the sense it is not that it is undefined or unlimited, it means that the maximum limit is quite bigger than expected, so we'll say that infinite. So in this case we'll create a stream by using iterate method. So let's create that stream of, so here what I'm planning to do here, I'll use integer value so that I can explain better. So this iterate method expect two arguments, so let's create first integer. I'm giving integer value and its name as stream 6. So on top of stream class we'll call iterate method, and it is expecting two value. One is seed value, so this is the input value by which, and this is the input value, and second one is the function. So this is the value by which we'll create our stream by passing this value as input to this function. So for example here I'm giving it as a 2, so our seed value is true, and function, this is a lambda function, so here I'll declare as it is of integer type, and naming it as n, and this is the arrow, and in body I'll multiply it by 2. So whatever input is there, so it will add this input in a stream and it apply this function, and it will return the object that would be the input for the next function, and it will keep on adding the objects values into the stream. And the similar thing we want to do for a fixed limit of time, limit of number. So for that I'll use limit. I want to this execute for 10 times. I need 10 values, so I'll execute this 10 times, and now it will generate 10 values that will be there in stream. So now let's read here. So this is of integer type, and this is of 6. Let's run this and let's see what value it has generated. See, it executed 10 times and it given the value. So the first value we have given is 2, that is added to stream, and second value, for the second value it applies this function, and whatever the return is there, that would be input for the next time, and that will be added to the stream. So the next one is generate method. So let's understand the scenario where we can use generate method. So for example, in an e-commerce site, let's say a Flipkart, so there per second there will be thousands of people are placing order. So in that case, the order ID would be unique for every person and for every order. So sometime maybe this order ID generation methods will take some time. It is some complex method to generating order ID. It will take some lot of input from different sources, and it will create a unique ID that will be used as a order ID. So it is quite complex and it is time taking process. So if 1,000 people are trying to place order at the same time, so this function will be executed 1,000 times, and though it is time taking process, so their system will be slow and user will get bad experience. So to enhance user experience, what we'll do, we'll create those order ID and will store at some places, so that whenever user will try to create order, so instead of creating order ID, we'll just use the created order ID and just go ahead with order creation process. So in that case, we'll use this generate method and we'll pass input as a function to this generate method. So here I don't have any functions such like that, so I'll use a math library's built-in function. So let me create this, and here on top of stream I'll be calling as generate method, and this is expecting input as a, it is of 6 not 7. It is expecting input as a function call. So let's give as math. I'm using reference variable, and on that I'm calling random method, and I want to execute it for 10 times. I want to generate 10 ID. So for that I'll limit as 10. It will execute 10 times, and whatever object it will get. So what happens, stream t, why this is happening, stream, this should not, this math dot random, it's correct, stream, this also correct. Okay, so here I have specified integer of type. So let's not specify it, because whatever random number will be generated, that would not be the integer type. So let's make it as float. Let's see. So now not float class, this float not also. Okay, let's remove this. We are not focusing on this type of value, so just remove this. Now it is happy, and let's use this it7 here. So now here it will iterate and it will get the value. So let's run this. So it is generating the value, and it is giving back. So in real time it would be sometime order ID, sometime some different value, or sometime it would be MPU ID. Anything can be there based on the need. So at the 8th number, will create using predicate. So predicate, before going to create this type of string, let's get a little bit idea about predicate. So predicate is a statement that means that either some value will be true or false. Some set of statement will be there, so the resultant value will be either true or false. So by using that we can create a stream. So let's create that. So here, before creating that, let's create a predicate. So for that I'm creating a pattern. This pattern of regex type p equal to, on this pattern class I'll call as compile. So this is our, I want those cities list which name start with capital N. So this is the pattern, and now let's create a stream of string, stream of string, and this will be stream of type 8. And here on top of this we are creating this on list of cities. So let's copy the object here, list of cities. It is not the different way, but here we are using the predicate so that we can get a feel that we are creating a stream from predicate, but it is the normal way as creating a stream. On that we'll do filter, and here we'll pass the predicate. On this predicate we'll call as predicate method. So this will use for filtering the records, and here only those record will be there those name is starting with N. So let's run this. Let's see, this is of 8 type, this is of string. Okay, now let's run this. See, only those cities name is coming, those name is starting with N, and here the list of the cities, Noida and New Delhi. So the ninth one is by using iterator interface. So suppose at any point of time if we are getting the iterator object and there we want to create a stream, so in that case we'll use this method to create a stream. So for that let's create iterator object. Iterator, it is of string type, and it is the stream that's name is it as 9 equal to, on the top of the cities list I'll call iterate method, so it will give a iterator object, iterator. Now we have iterator object, and by using this iterator object directly we cannot create a stream. So to create a stream we have to create a split iterator. This iterator will be the input for that split iterator, and by using the split iterator we'll create a stream object. So here I have given the name stream 9, it should not be, let's name as itr iterator, and let's create a split iterator. So a split iterator is a iterator object that having multiple functionalities, such as first it is splitting the whole value in part by part and then iterating. So it has split plus iterator, and this is holds on list kind of object. So iterator of a string type and spl itr equal to, so to create a split iterator object, so there is one class split iterators. So for that split iterator class we have, on this class there is a one method which we'll call split iterator unknown size, yep, here, and here the first argument will pass as iterator and the second argument is characteristic type. What is the type of this split iterator? So I'll say it as not null. So for that split iterator not this, dot non null. Yep. So now we have a split iterator object. Now by using this split iterator object, we'll create stream. So let's create that stream of a string, and it is of stream 9 equal to, and here to create a stream, so we have stream support class. By using stream support class, we'll create a stream instead of calling on top of stream class. Stream support, the stream support class will call stream method, and here we'll pass a split iterator, that is splitr, and the second argument is saying that is it parallel stream or not. So here I just want a non-parallel stream, so I'll just give as false. It expect boolean value. So now here we are good to go. So now let's run this and let's see. This is of 9, and let's run this. So here we got a list of cities. So now in this way this way also we can create a stream if we have iterator object. Now the next one is iterable. So iterable is an interface, as we all know that. So and list is also one implemented class of iterable. So before moving ahead, let's create iterable object. So for that, iterable, and it is of string type iterable equal to, and directly we can assign this to this list, because anyway this is a subclass of this, and this is the same type. So here we got the iterable object, and now on this iterable object, to create a stream, directly we'll call stream support. On top of stream support, we'll call the stream method. So let's create that stream of string, and it is of stream 10 type equal to. So as for iterator and iterable, instead of it stream class, we'll use stream support class. So let's call this stream support dot stream, and it is also expecting the split iterator. So here we can directly create a split iterator. So on this iterable dot, we can call split iterator method. It will give split iterator, and we can pass the second argument is false, as we have did in previous. So now we are done, and now good to go. Let's test this also. 10. Now let's run this. Yep. So now we are reading values from the stream that has been created on top of iterable. So guys, here we have discussed 10 way to create a stream API. So in next session we'll see different intermediate function and terminal function. So how to use that all these intermediate and terminal function, and also we'll see some real-time use cases. So this pretty much guys from this session. So thanks for watching, and have a good day.